And we live in the building. What's going on? Oh, get this microphone right, so you can hear me. What's going on, underrated man? Peace to the underrated one. Peace to the underrated one. Hey, brother, do your thing, man. I'm glad you're here, man. Go ahead and check in, and you good for it. You good for it, man. No, just over there, Gold P. He over there playing microphone check 1 2 1 2. So yeah, man. We in the building. And I got a guest coming through. We're gonna build some things. We're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna interact about some things. We're getting it started. We're getting it started. We're getting it started. Yeah, So like my saying goes, man, we here. So what are we gonna do? What we talking about, man? What's the topic at hand? Hey, let me know. Somebody let me know what's going on. No, now I'm trying to figure something out. Like, what's going on? You know, the blueprint, man. You know, I see all my emojis I dropped in that mug. Blueprint, the album, man. You see the whole. Oh no, I might go ahead and drop that picture up there like that too as well. And that's my styling and profiling picture. You know, uh, Bossed Up Records and ENT, whatever you want to call it. But Blueprint, man, we gonna. Oh, my mic just went out. Let me see. Did my mic go out? Yeah, it's kind of low. All right, let me see. Go to the settings. I don't know what's going on with this. I think it, because of the. All right, we back together. It said it is, but let's make sure. Okay, microphone. Yeah, we good. All right. So we over here checking in about this blueprint, man. You know, um, getting these young men ready. Just got home. Work. Uh, getting these young men ready. I mean, that's the blueprint. We starting with the kids, man. Like I say on my channel, I'm building. Oh, I just dropped my riches. Sound like I dropped a penny out here. That's my riches. We building, man, with these kids, dude. Trying to get these kids involved in the activity, man. Yesterday we had a great bill, man. We talked about a lot of things over there, man. Dealing with the aspect of, if you're gonna be in that relationship with the baby mama, cause were married, got a divorce or something like that, and you got to move a certain way. What's going on, third? We in the building. Yep, underrated. He moving through, but we gotta have the conversations, man. And like I said, I came to this space for the knowledge. And yeah, third, I was hitting you up because Mace wanted to talk to Topaz about something that she had in that discussion with Bernard, and he wants to get her opinion on something that she said. But going back to the topic at hand, dealing with the kids, that's key. You know, setting some type of foundation, man, and it starts with the fathers in the house, or out of the house as well. Because just because you're not at that home, you know, your fatherly duty doesn't stop. I mean, does just don't stop. It constantly goes, man. You know, know a lot of guys that that baby mama or the ex-wife don't see eye to eye, but when it come down to it, these men are over there, on the weekends trying to pick up the boys, pick up the girls on the weekends, giving support, as far as these kids, because at the end of the day, they need that structure, you know, seen in their life. And as men, we gotta move a certain way, be a certain way to, build our young men up. Even the girls, man, you gotta understand. I don't discount the women in this space neither, We gotta work together, you know, to build something. And let's that's the whole thing that I'm talking about. The blueprint. The blueprint. Appreciate that third. Blueprint is one of the things that I'm kind of working on with the fellas. You know, and I always talk about this. You know, you can have your you can have your mother or whoever, come into your life, and father might not be as good, but the point of it is, they work with what they got. It's up to you to actually have a frame of reference or a mindset to where, you come in and say, well, my dad wasn't all that, but when it come down to it, I'm gonna be the best man for my child. You know, my mother, she wasn't a good mother, but when it come to, my child, I'm gonna try to make sure I pick the best mother for my child. Like I say, that starts with the blueprint. It all starts with, using the tools that you have to equip your life or your kid's life to make it better. In most cases, maybe, back in the day, there was a lot of parents on drugs back in the 80s and 90s. So a lot of kids grew up in that era, seeing this stuff go on. And to the extent to where that blueprint left an impact on a lot of kids. And some of them, they kind of shocked to this day, the situation that happened. And a lot of them, they, moved past that and, tried to make their life a whole lot better. And when it comes to those, situations, like I say, if your parents, were horrible parents, and once you get older, it's up to you to either mimic them or move a little different, and you take the things that they gave you. And I always push it with the Bruce Lee term: eat the meat, spit out the bone. You know, the bone is all the unnecessary stuff that you can't take advice or just don't take heed. It is going to be influential in your daily movement or however you move. So you don't carry that stuff with you. But the stuff that's informative, kind of builds your life. You know, uh, lessons. I'm trying to think of an old saying that some people might say throw at you. You know, what is a bush in the hand is worth a bush in the hand is a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I think that's that old saying. You know, nobody knows really too much what it means or how it runs down, but to the point of those old type of sayings that a lot of old people carry on and say, when it's funny, but those are the keys that they're trying to give you. They don't know much. Half of the parents don't know certain things. They only going off of what they learned and what they dealt with in some type of structure in their household or their family. But the more you grow, you can go around your grandparents, coaches, and all that, and they give you a little more guidance to help you out in your life, which in return make you a better person, make you a better man. And by all means, get yourself some type of education, put yourself in a position to win. You know, don't be out here constantly complaining about the issue of you wasn't taught this. Me and I said this on the last ring. Me and my friend sat down and on the phone was talking about how our parents never showed us how to buy houses, how to trade stock, how to save and balance money. Do some type of balance with the bills. I was always taught as a young man to how to pay bills and how to move and maneuver. One time, my grandmother, she ended up going into the hospital because she had a stroke, and I was able to look at all the bills, and she called me and tried to tell me, how to do things, but she didn't know about the internet to where I got all the information, went online, paid to my bank account, and you know, which I was paying rent anyway with her, but I could have just asked her to give me the money back, but I was good, So came to that scenario, it was no issue. I already knew how to pay bills, and a lot of guys don't know that. You have your parents kind of shelter you to a certain degree to where especially the mothers, where if you go get a apartment, she'll say she'll take care of your bills. Just give her your bank account information or all that. You don't know how much the bills cost. You could take the bills, open them up, see how much they are, and just throw them to the side or whatever, or not even necessarily look at them and just take her, for whatever she say, face value. You know, and even with getting insurance, you get insurance in their name versus your name, it's a whole lot cheaper. But you can't do that forever. You got to build some type of, credit with yourself. And a lot of guys don't have that information to actually move a certain way. That's what I'm kind of trying to push on my channel and get a lot more guys to push, the information. Because like I always say, came here for the knowledge, man. I have two young men. I'm raising my sons, and I have two older kids that are, my adult. You know, they're not teens no more. They're my young adults, and I have to work with them, show them little things, even though as grown as to a child when they get older. 18 in their eyes is grown, 21 in their excuse me is grown, but you gotta have an understanding, man, when it comes down to it, that title of being grown is a state of mind. And for you to say you've grown, but then have to, always resort to, asking your parents for money or bailing you out of a situation. I mean, it's not necessarily, you're not grown, but you just don't have a lot of stuff together, which, you making smart decisions for yourself. And, basically that's what I'm, like I'm saying, I'm trying to shoot at and push in the space and get a lot of guys involved in that with me too as well to try to get these guys to the level, to where they can have some things situated in their life to where it's not a burden for them and everything's okay. And when it comes down to it, a lot of guys, I'm trying to get them on, a certain path in which, we can discuss things and have some skills implemented and to, far as like I say, driving, you know, if not driving, doing some type of finance to where you're learning how to, pay your bills. You're learning about, budgeting. You're learning about stocks. You're learning about, the market. I'm still not in, well endowed in it, but the whole thing, I know the basics. You look at a stock, you look at the market on the stock in which, the investments of the shares of how the company's doing, the profit they're taking in, any incidents or any lawsuits within the news that you might want to look at, any future companies that's merging, and those would be good investments. I look at typically trying to get money, but at the same time, it's all about the long term. And a lot of guys, have to understand about pushing that long-term investments within those companies. That's the key thing, having long-term investments and having a stake in something. And over time, you might settle out and forget about it. Like my wife, on this funny her situation happened. I gave her $25 in Bitcoin. And, because she kept saying she want to invest, didn't know anything about Bitcoin, but the whole thing of it was she wanted it because she just heard it was the hottest thing and everybody's giving a little buzz about Bitcoin. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut her up. I actually gave her $25 in Bitcoin, probably 2017, right before everything was going up and down and this and that. And to her surprise, just this year, I'm thinking, and I'm like, well, let me check her email because I remember I sent her some money. Let me check and see, did she spend it or what she do with it, which I knew she didn't do nothing with it. Looked in there because of the market, she got, I think, about 375 or something, or 380 something. And I'm like, oh, that's good. And I told my wife, I was like, take something out, throw the rest and invest or something like that. And she's like, no, 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 I'm gonna keep it. I'm like, by all means, it's your money, but at the same time, you started with 25, you got three something out of it. And I don't think the market necessarily gonna go right now. So take your money out, and when it drop back down, put it back in there and invest it and get more money. I mean, that's the way of the game. You know, you buy low, sell high. And hey, by all means, got my guests haven't showed up. We kind of reach out to them. Yeah, and so when it come down to it, like I said, it's all about having that know-how. And like I did with my wife, just giving her $25, not necessarily thinking about it. And look, 3 years later, well, going into 4 years later, well, three, did a whole year, but essentially, she made a good little money off it. Good little investment for her. Yeah. As well as me, I got something tied in, something I gotta, deal with. But hey, that could be a little investment for me that I haven't actually, took on. And I don't think I'm gonna be too long with this screen trying to get him to pop on. Yeah. When it comes down to it, you know, man, we gotta understand, we have to be the ones to build our family structure. And for us to build in that family structure, that means, we're the ones positioning ourselves to, as far as with our wives, dealing with our wives, picking a wife is, like I said yesterday, getting a wife is easy, and not to the extent to where you know all women are coming in, but you know how to actually select the wife of rules of engagement. How we talk about certain women in the space and how we move and how we deal. Hey, that's a given. So when you have a woman, dealing with her in a certain light, you know, she's a winner or not. She's a keeper. This is the woman you want to deal with. You know, coming from that scenario. And mm, I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here, and I might have come back see what's going on with him because want actually I always do almost do a small interview or something. But I'm gonna end it right here, and I'll be right back.